Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, interested in knives. Today I'd like to present to you my newest acquisition, the RealSteel Phasma Free in the premium version. I received the knife today. I bought it on Knives and Tools, but of course you can also choose any other shop you want for that. And it comes in this beautifully made box that resembles brushed aluminum or probably brushed stainless steel. And well, upon opening the box, you will see that you have this warranty card provided by RealSteel with a certificate of authenticity and some general information on the knife. And you also get this little brochure that features some explosion sheets of different RealSteel knives, none of which is the Phasma, and you can also see some additional RealSteel models. Well, okay, here we go. And you've got this foam, and within the foam you will find the knife safely and securely embedded within this microfiber cloth that you get with it. Now there you go. This is your RealSteel Phasma free in the premium version, featuring M390 steel and a titanium handle. It is designed by Poltergeist Works, a designer who has made multiple knives together with RealSteel, and I really like his work. I like the fact that he is going for thin, flat ground or convex ground blades that are very, very slicey in general. And this knife was inspired by Captain Phasma from Star Wars Episode 7. Fortunately, it is a lot better than the movie. I'll start you off with a size comparison. It's a mid-sized folding knife, probably full-sized folding knife. Well, here it is next to the Spyderco Dragonfly with my 3D printed handles. You see, it's not a small knife. Next, I'll choose the Spyderco UKPK, which is much closer in size. It is a little more compact, but as you see, they're rather close when it comes to size. And of course, I'm going to show you a large folder as well. Here it is against or next to my Cold Steel AD15. You see, it's a perfectly sized, medium-sized or full-sized folding knife. Basically, any everyday task you're going to throw at it will be no problem for this beautiful blade at all. I'll start off with the blade grind, or the blade itself. The blade is made up of M390 steel. M390 steel is a high carbon, high chromium, medium vanadium steel. It is a powder. It is a powdered steel made by Böhler, and it has some excellent edge retention, some very, very good corrosion resistance, along with being surprisingly easy to sharpen, at least much easier than I would have expected. It is much easier than S90V or S110V, which are also in the high edge retaining steels. I think the main difference is because of its vanadium content that is much lower than for S90V or S110V. It is much easier to sharpen. The chromium carbides in the steel are easier to sharpen than the vanadium carbides. I must say that the blade grind is really, really good on this one. Or I think I've had multiple RealSteel knives. I've had the standard version in D2 steel and with the stainless steel frame as well. It already had an excellent blade grind. I had the RealSteel Sidus Free with an excellent blade grind as well. I had multiple RealSteel Luna models, all of them sharing a very, very good grind. The grind here is perfectly symmetrical, and it came very, very thin behind the edge and very, very slicey. Better than most of the cold steel and Spyderco knives I have received so far, so really, RealSteel nailed it on this one. Huge fan. Huge fan. You've got this long flat grind that comes to a very fine edge, and it just slices really, really good. You also have this thin tip. There you go. So you wouldn't want to pry with this one. As I said, M390 is not a tough steel at all. You might be ending up breaking off your tip. Just handle it carefully. Handle it how you should handle a knife, and you're going to be fine with it. You're going to have a great time on this. Seriously, there's nothing bad I can say about this blade. It's perfectly done. Everything fits, everything is good. The jimping is good, the nail groove is good, well, the Poltergeist Works logo is great. Okay, I'll move on to the handle. Really, the blade is perfect. It's exactly what a slicey knife blade should be. The handle is very, very great. No, seriously. It's completely made from titanium. It differs from the original version in terms of color. The original version was more of a silverish gray due to it being made from stainless steel. This is more of a gunmetal gray. It's more of a darker gray, completely made out of titanium. Now you see the two very dominant axis screws that are basically a sign or a design element from Poltergeist Works as well, but will also help you distinguish, or they will also make for an easier disassembly of the knife in the end, because you only have to loosen and tighten two screws in the end to put together or take apart this knife. Now, make sure that if you disassemble the knife, you must not try to turn out these screws with the slit in them, because opposed to the original version, these are secured. There's a cutout on the inside that ensures that you can't turn them. If you try to turn these on this side, you're going to damage your scales. Loosen them up on the other side where you have the hex screws. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking for. Just loosen them up here, and you're going to be fine with it. What else is there to say? Now, the action on this is very good. Now, I'm in Germany, so this is basically made to be two-handed opening. So I'm going to open it up with two hands. If you want to open it up with one hand, it's not going to be a problem. Just loosen up your pivot screw a little bit, and you'll be able to pinch grip the blade and open it up. No problem there. The action on this is very smooth. There was a lot of lubrication out of the box. Nothing to criticize here. The action is good. The detent is rather strong. I know some people don't like it. I personally really like that if the detent is strong. And the lockup is very solid. It's at about 50%, exactly where it should be. And they also made sure to have a steel insert in the titanium frame lock here. So, well, you won't damage it over time when using the knife. Opposed to the original version, the pocket clip is made from titanium as well, which in my opinion wouldn't have been necessary. I really like the stainless steel clip on the original one. The titanium clip is, well, it doesn't have that much spring tension. I would have preferred it to have more tension like the stainless steel did, and also the stainless steel pocket clip would have fit in greatly with the two screws and the blade itself. But it's fine, seriously. It's a good pocket clip, it's deep carry, you're going to be fine with that. It should serve, or at least I think RealSteel intended it to serve as some kind of over travel stop for the frame lock, and that does work out to a certain extent. But probably they would have been better off if they would have just made some kind of internal over travel stop with the little steel insert or so, like other manufacturers do. But seriously, I'm fine with that. I think the frame lock is great. I think the whole handle is great. It fits good into the hand. There are no sharp edges anywhere. The only thing, well, maybe right here, but seriously, it's very, very narrow. I don't feel it. I really don't feel it. If I grab onto the knife, I cannot feel any sharp edges. You've just got this very beautiful and clean handle. And you've got some, let me make sure you see it. Yeah, you see it right here. The handle has been milled out on the inside for weight reduction, and this makes this knife come in at just below 100 grams, which in my opinion makes it a much better everyday carry option than the original one, which was quite heavy with more than 130 grams. What else can I tell you? I really like this knife. That's basically all there is. I really like this knife. I had some points that I did not like about the original version. The blade steel D2, it's okay, but I would have preferred something else, something more premium. And of course the heavy handle. But this one is just all around a very, very good knife, a very solid knife. Probably not the most heavy user due to the thin blade, but it's a great slicer. It comes very sharp out of the box. It features a very, very good grind. And I see absolutely no problem to compare this knife to a Spyderco PM2 or other premium Spyderco products. Of course, if you want something to play around with while sitting on your couch, you may still prefer a Spyderco knife with a compression lock. That's much more fidget friendly in my opinion, but seriously, when it comes to overall quality, I've seen much, much worse knife from Cold Steel, from Spyderco out of the box, some for a higher price. RealSteel really nailed it with this knife. I'm a huge fan and I can certainly recommend you to try this one out. Thank you very much. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to write them to me. Feel free to like the video if you like it, and goodbye. See you next time.